Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Conquest video guide. So this one I'll be showing you some of the teams I use here in Sector 1 for the latest Conquest run to get both Sector and Global feats. I'll be doing a separate video for the mini boss and final boss battles. So if you want to watch those as well, either subscribe to my channel or there'll be link below to my SWGOH website in the description where you can go ahead and look at all of those videos and feeds guides and all the other beautiful Conquest stuff I'm putting out there if you're interested at the convenient time for you. So let's first actually review the feats over here in Sector 1. Quite straightforward one. You have to defeat 50 enemies with droid units, win 14 battles with no tanks in your squad, gain defense up 40 times, and finally attempt to inflict ability blocks 60 times. So pretty straightforward feats overall. Many ways to do this. I'll show you various droid lineups that I tried out. If you do have a Sortie, you can just run the light side, the resistance droids and rebels droids under her, or any other droids really. It's just because this is obviously the start here of Sector 1, I don't really have any data discs yet. So having these guys with exposes there from C3PO for rebels whenever they use basic, it will really help with the damage. The first note was one Mothma. I said, you know what, let's just give this a go, and yeah, we totally demolished these guys. There we go. Down goes base already, working after on Pow next. Do a big AoE. Unfortunately there, Mon Mothma, from all the people, she had to bring in base because base is very durable, but we'll get through him all thanks to all those exposes that we are getting here from C3PO's unique. I'm just gonna finish off Pathfinder, finish off base, and there we go, got a few kills there. And up next we've got another no tanks team, so this one is using clones, so you're doing kind of progress towards Sector 1 feat with no tanks, as well as the global full team of clones. You can do any sort of mix of 501st here and Bad Batch. I went with Rex and then Arc Trooper and Echo, and then Bad Batch, Echo and Tech, or you could flip it around and do, if you do have good Bad Batch, you could do Hunter lead, basically the Bad Batch, but instead of Wrecker you put another clone in, like maybe Rex or somebody, just so that you don't use tanks in here, so you also knock out one of the no tanks battles in this one. But I just thought, you know, let's just try out Rex. It seemed to work okay versus this car theme. And then yes, we do have the global feat where Malgus has to survive. Unfortunately, Malgus is a tank, so any battles here in Sector 1 you do with Malgus will not help you with Sector 1 no tank feat. But then I've just added in here the Sith that do have ability blocks, like their Basti and as well as Talon and Vader. They all have ability blocks on basic. So I guess if you want to get even more ability blocks out, because Treya's got only on her special the ability block, you could sub in Dooku for Treya, because then Dooku as well on his basic, he's got ability blocks. So up next we've got another droid team, so this one was General Grievous. Obviously without data discs, still good data discs, some of these battles could be a little bit trickier, so you know, if you do get a more challenging opponent, you could bring in B2 and Magna Guard, just, you know, your standard droid lineup, but both of those guys are tanks, so again you will not be credited for the no tanks feed. So what I'm trying to do here is get the B1 and Droideka there, and then IG, he's got a taunt but he's not a tank, he's actually a healer. And then bringing IG-88 because he's got that AoE ability block, pew pew pew, as well, help you out with ability blocks. Again, no data disc equipped yet. I think the first one was just a gray Ruthless Swiftness, so I just decided not to use it to begin with until obviously I do need it. There we go, IG-88 coming. We need an AoE ability block. So as you can see, we are doing really good number on these rebels here. General Grievous, you know, even without all of his droids at the start of Sector 1, is a pretty powerful lead here for any sort of droid lineup. Zeb is a little bit of annoying, but I did get him down in the end. So up next we have to address the Cal Kestis global feat. Now probably if you have Seer and some of the other unaligned force users, maybe you could use there and then line up kills from Seer, because she's got some special ability that deals like some extra damage or something. I didn't really look into Seer yet. Once I have more data disk, I might come back and, you know, try to different variation. But for now, just using, you know, your standard, the box standard Jedi Master look here Cheese team, where you keep calling Cal with Inherited Teachings for assist. And you got the Wattan board there, so to put tank tech on Luke, so Luke is constantly taunting. Again, no data disk equipped yet. Again, once I finish off this Conquest run, get better selection of data disks, I will go back and revisit and obviously try to find a way as well to get Cal kills, obviously without using Jedi Master Luke, because probably many of you don't have him unlocked yet. But just to begin with, that's what I'm going with, because it's a tested method already of getting kills with any light side unit. I think we had Rebel fighters before, and I just kept calling Bigs to assist. I think we had something with was it with Young Land or something like that, I can't remember. We also had a similar thing, and then you just keep calling with Inherited Teachings to assist, and he's doing all the damage here because of Jedi Master Luke's leadership ability. Just down to Droids again, boom, there we go, another kill there with Cal. Now if you do have Dr. Aphra, actually I never really used Dr. Aphra in Grand Arena, just put her on defense, because whenever I tried using her on offense, she couldn't really do a whole lot for me personally. But I do have to say, I used her now in Conquest, and oh boy, is it fun to use, especially BT there. He's totally wrecking everybody once he gets a turn. Going after clones here, feed them a little bit turn meter unfortunately, but we'll get a turn here. Let's go ahead, do an AoE. I'm like, you know what, I'll just go here after Rex. Let's just go ahead, trigger sacrifice, don't want to deal with 5s. There we go, let's call assist now. Boom, Rex goes down, we get a bonus turn on BT. BT takes down, gets another bonus turn, again defeats an enemy, gets another bonus turn. Oh man, imagine with Amplify Agony, with these guys dishing out so many debuffs. It's gonna be really fun. And obviously kind of the default here team really for using droids, it's Ray Jedi training. But as many of you have pointed out in my Feats preview guide I did, was it on Saturday, Ray Jedi training is a tank, and yes she is, but for some reason every time I'm doing this Feats guide I keep forgetting she's a tank. So obviously if you do use this team, it won't count as no tanks feat. But obviously if you do have some lower gear units with Ray Jedi training, because of the turn meter train and everything and extra exposes, they'll really be able to punch up versus stronger opponents. So I'm just showing it as well that you can very nicely get here droid kills with this team as well. Just try to line them up in a way obviously that droids are doing the defeating, not Ray. And of course we do have the global feat where we have to win 20 battles with Wookiees, I think. Now Tarful is obviously by far superior lead, but here in Sector 1 I was using Clone Wars Chewbacca, just because obviously we need the defense up feat, and that's going to be the easiest, because Wookiees they are very durable, as you will see. They don't do a whole lot of damage here yet, unless you get some good data discs on them, which again I didn't have, but at least I had thermal exhaust. So I'm like, you know what, I would rather maybe have Amplify Agony, but at least to begin with, I've got something. I've also got Stacking Fervor, so we're getting a little bit offensive boost whenever either the Chewies attack out of turn, which is nice. And then as well, Ruthless Swiftness to a little bit feed the turn meter. Took a couple of minutes to finally get Sabine down from the thermal detonators, and then going after Hera, got her down as well. So as you can see, I was really running on the clocks. I think the Wookiees one, you might want to come back after a couple of days once you do have better data disc selection. But as sector progresses, I'll be highlighting different Wookiee teams with using different data discs. But this is what I had at this point here in Sector 1. So definitely, that team was able to get defense up done quite easily. Unfortunately, obviously, most of the Wookiees are tanks, so you will not be able to do probably a Wookiee no tank battle there as well. Alright, so let me show you the progress I made after playing through all of the Sector 1. So you can see I just have to come back to a couple of more no tanks battles as well, so just probably go and farm some data crowns along the way for this one. Alright guys, hopefully you find this video useful and helpful. Hopefully I'll see you in Sector 1 mini boss and final boss video that's coming shortly after this one. But until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.